I raced in the wet for the first time ever, and let's just say it didn't go to plan.
That is a nasty sight to see.
I began racing Civics in 2022, and my best result was 4th place at my home race last year in Knockhill. This time, Croft is my home race, even though it's 450 miles away from home. And the Milltek Civic Cup is here for its 4th event of the season. Let's just see how I ended up in this position. Hey guys, it is Damak here and welcome to a Civic Cup weekend vlog. We're here at Croft Circuit this weekend for my 2nd round of the season. Last round I tried to do a vlog, didn't really work out. We had one race, one of them postponed. Anyway, I've been trying to do these vlogs for years now, but this weekend I'm finally doing one. We just had the first Friday practice. It went all right. Pace is okay. I'm just losing everything in the last sector, so need to work on that. Also getting a gearbox change at the moment, you can't really see, but hopefully that gets done before the next session. Otherwise I'll lose some track time and then be behind. But overall a positive session, apart from the crunching gearbox. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Hi guys, we're Redford here. Welcome to Croft Circuit. Dan's just blown his gearbox up. We're going slow, it's going to be a good weekend.
So as I said, it was a pretty good session apart from the gearbox crunching. We also had a spin on the 2nd lap. We're running a bit more loose on the rear, so I wasn't expecting it with the track not being rubbered in. I don't think many series come here to race, and then it's been raining for the last month, so it wasn't looking good for me. Went through the fast chicane, ended up facing the wall, but we survived. Carl and Harvey are putting in the gearbox right now, so hopefully it should be ready. I think it should be ready for the next session, and then we'll be looking to get a quicker lap time. We're just in the 33s at the moment, hoping to get 32s. I think people are doing 31s, not too sure on that last session, but that's the aim. Get top 10 in qualifying anyway would be great, but we'll just have to see how the next 2 sessions go today. So that's the 2nd session done. We're just tracking everything and bleeding the clutch because new gearbox. I just felt the clutch was a bit weird. Maybe it's just me, it's all in my head. But we're just doing these things right now. Tracking was miles off as well. I forgot to tell them after the first session, because I was so focused on the gearbox I forgot to tell them. So I just had to go out. It was a mile off, and I had so many vibrations from a flat spot in my tyres, twice in the hairpin and then with my spin, so didn't really end up too well. I'm just bleeding the clutch right now, going out for session 3, hopefully set out a quicker time and get better, find that second that's still looming in the final sector. But it's alright, it's been an alright day. We're still learning, just unfortunately not as quick as session 1, but hopefully one more session before qualifying tomorrow, and all I can do. What the? So the car just slid off the turn plates, but I was too busy filming this, so I had absolutely no idea what was going on. But anyway, as I was saying, qualifying tomorrow, we need to be having a good session today just to get into the rhythm again, and hopefully no vibrations, hopefully straight steering. I can see it right there. They're just about to get it sorted, and then we should be all good. Isn't that right, Harvey? I was 3/10 up on my best lap, so we would have been in the middle of the 32s. And what I do, I looked down at my delta, saw I was up, and then crunched a gear.
Mr. Gay UK, look, new photo going up on his mate.
There you go, mate. Just being campy there before qualifying. Now leaving the assembly area, green flag, we're behind Spencer, my teammate, just so I can see what he's doing on the outlap. Instantly trying to see how slippy the track is, a bit of weaving before Hawthorne. Very slow here, as you can see, before the chicane. I'm very tentative. I don't want to do the same thing as I did on the test day, which was lose it here, flat spot the tyres and have a really bad session. So very tentative through the chicane, and then down the straight we can start to get heat in the tyres. So we've set a banker lap of a 38.59, absolutely useless, just trying to get up to speed here in qualifying. We're behind Harvey Caton, my old teammate. He moved to area for this round. I knew he was good in these conditions, and I set a 36.56. Here's me thinking, this is an okay lap time, he's not pulling away too much from me. It wasn't until the following lap, when I was crossing the line, I looked to the left, as you can see there on the left hand side, my mechanic Harvey is holding out the pit board, and it says P16. Which is not ideal, not where I need to be, not where I'm usually battling for the top 10. So I was thinking, right, I really need to put the hammer down now. The following lap there, we're at 34.0, which is what we need. and I knew I kept having to hammer down the times because Josh Files was in front of me there, and I was like, right, he's going a bit quicker, so can I. And my quickest lap ended up being my final lap. Looked at the pit board, seen I had no more time remaining, the flags weren't out, so I was like, luckily enough, I have this final lap in towards turn 1, hit the curb on the inside, all the way to the exit curb, and get a good entry for Hawthorn. And then I try and keep to the inside here so I can kind of straight line the chicane here, but I'm very hesitant. I should have shifted to 4th midway through the chicane, but because I was having issues with gear changes and testing, I didn't really want to risk missing a gear and starting all the way down in P12, which is where we were at this point. We hit the bump quite well in Tower, didn't really lose too much time from it. On the exit curb there, not slippy at all. Now towards the S's, we want to be as close to the tyre stacks as we can possibly be. And on the exit here, we just touched the exit curb, nearly lose it, and that kind of compromises our run through Barcroft, which was a bit frustrating. And then into Sunny Inn, cars bouncing about, which was not ideal. Very hesitant on getting on the throttle into Sunny Out, which again compromises our run towards the complex. Now this is where I've been losing a second to my teammates all weekend, and we have a massive moment on the entry to the complex, which is not ideal. And then towards the end of the lap, I'm just thinking, right, we need to bring this home, still try and push on because it's our last lap. We do a V in the hairpin, and then the run towards the line, we managed to go marginally quicker with a 33.85, which puts us 10th place, which is a relief since we were sitting P16 with about 3 laps to go. Yeah, P10, I'm okay with that. It's alright. I was way too cautious at the start when it probably was a bit quicker. Everyone went slower towards the end except for me. I think that's what mechanics are saying on the pit wall, so that was a bit frustrating because we set ours on the final lap. Final lap was the quickest one. Teammate Spencer got a few lap times deleted for track limits, but we got only 1, I think, so it's not too bad. Could have been worse. So Spencer starting 11th place, directly behind me, so if we can get a better start than Olton, that would be fantastic, because I did not move off the line at Olton. I think I got 2 laps deleted in Caley at Olton, had an awful start and was 17th from 13th, so I had to work my way back up. That's not really what I fancy doing because it is going to be a bit more wet. Like, I don't know, you probably can't even see it is pretty wet outside now, so got to get the wet line thinking cap on. That's another challenge for me, but it'll be a fun one, I hope. Hopefully get off the line fine and see what we can do. So as I said, I just want to get a good start and have some fun, and off the line, Campy ahead of me gets an absolute flyer in the FN2, overtakes Kite and my teammate Will Redford. I'm thinking, we didn't get much wheel spin, we're off the line fine, I'm off okay, I'm happy with that. Down towards turn 1, little did I know Dave Marshall gets a flyer in the FN2 as well. It must have been better traction in these conditions for the FN2s. He runs wide though. I'm thinking, do I send up the inside of Hawthorn, do I just leave it? I'm getting squeezed a little bit there, a bit slidey. Kite has a moment in front of me, and as the chicane is single file, we're all getting a little backed up. I'm there wanting to put the power down, a bit hesitant there again. I just need to be more confident on the starts next time, just knowing that the tyres have the heat in them that I need. Towards Tower now, Marshall's looking on a move there, everyone's kind of bunching up once again. Looking at my mirror, Spencer isn't anywhere near me. Marshall's going round the outside of Kite, what a move there. Marshall, the FN2's absolutely flying. Campy's gone as well, which means that they might have an advantage. I'm not too sure, but through the S's there, Kirkpatrick and Marshall have a wee moment. Marshall goes to the left, Kite backs up, I get caught up as well. I'm thinking, right, okay, we can go. I'm looking to the left to see where Marshall's coming back on. I don't know if David's just going to fire on beside me or not. He's alongside me now into Sunny Inn. I'm thinking, right, I'll be nice, I don't want to force him too wide. He keeps it there around the outside, better traction, and then into Sunny Out. I just have, I think I touched him a little bit, a massive moment. We managed to save it though. That lets Spencer go up my inside into the complex. I'm thinking, okay, my teammate, I'll try and follow him through. I know he's quicker. He had some lap times deleted in qualifying. He's still a bit quicker than me. I'll try and follow him. And then the FN2 of Swain just goes around that side as well. So I tried to nip in behind Spencer. I couldn't because Pro Alloy's FN2 was there. And then into the hairpin. I have no clue what happens here. We just have another moment. And then I get forced onto the curb by Swain, and he's ahead of me. So we're down to P13 after starting in P10. So that's not a good start. Although I am having a bit of fun there. Still trying to see the conditions out. Down towards turn 1. We've got Jack Waddell behind us. He's not really a threat at the moment. I'm a bit slow behind the FN2 here. Could have been up behind Swain. I should have been. I don't know what I was doing at this point. Through Hawthorne now. I'm thinking, right, if I try a tighter line compared to the rest of them and try and get quicker through the chicane, we might get a better run, which is what happens because Swain gets backed up by Spencer. I have to lift off the throttle, so down the straight, we do not have a good run on the FN2, which if I just kept back a little bit, I might have done into the braking zone. I'm a bit desperate to get past Swain, to be honest, so I have a half-hearted move. Doesn't really work out. We have a moment, I touch him, not too much damage there, but a massive moment that allows Peters to go around my outside. He's on the grass a bit, manages to squeeze ahead of me, and we're down towards 14th place. And at this moment in time, I'm thinking, what am I doing wrong? I'm not really doing too much wrong, just half-hearted moves. I should have been more on the ball with it. Through Barcroft, we're following Peters through. He's a bit quicker. I don't know what he was doing so far down the field. Maybe he just had a bad qualifying. And while all that was happening, Edmondson was 3 seconds ahead. He must have been like, where is everybody? He decided to do a 360 and check. So McGill and Kent were battling for the lead. It's Kent that now leads the race. But coming to the end of lap 2, Peters gets an absolute run on the FN2 and manages to get past him just before the start-finish line, which means I'm back behind Swain. I'm wanting to keep up with Peters because I'm desperate to get that reverse grid pole. It's not looking likely at the moment down in P14, so we need to get a move on in towards turn 1. Swain gets held up a bit there by Peters going around the outside, and I was like, this is it, we need to make a move down into Tower, we need to get on the back of him, try not get backed up like we did the previous lap, and he ends up making a mistake anyway, so he runs onto the grass following Campy, I think, who ran wide as well. We're up towards P13. Stevenson and Peters ahead are looking to pass Campy, which is good because it backs them in towards us. We don't have to push as much to catch up. We have a bit of a moment down in Tower as well, nearly losing all the progress we did to get past Swain. And on the exit towards the S's, it's Camp in 11th, Peters 12th, going round the outside of Jackson White. I was a bit sceptical here of what was going to happen. I didn't know where he was going to go, so we lost a bit of time there. We're in 13th, Swain and Verdell are behind us. Into Barcroft, Peters goes for a move up the inside of Campy, which slows him down again in towards our path, which is good. I'm like, this is brilliant. We can try and push on behind them. A bit hesitant again into sunny out. The conditions don't really allow for you to go flat anymore. But we're still on the back of Peters, pushing on. We show our nose a little bit into the complex, but of course we're losing so much time to our teammates. We're obviously losing so much time to everyone else. A massive lock up into the complex doesn't help our tyres. As Campy and Peters are battling for 11th place, we're hopefully going to pick up the pieces here if something happens. The following lap in the complex, we have another massive lock up into the penultimate corner, which doesn't help. Peters is again battling with Campy, and I'm thinking, please just keep battling, fall into the path of me, and I can get past. But at the moment, it's not looking likely. We're still behind Peters, P13, as we start the 5th lap of the race, as Max Edmondson takes the lead again. As the track is drying out just that little bit, I'm starting to feel the tyres going off. You know, we set the car up for the wet and it's starting to get a bit dry, so it's not really helping us. Coming through Hawthorne though, Spencer has an absolute moment. He catches the grass a little bit and you can see him there on the left hand side, just going a bit wide. It's another position gain for us. But we have a bit of a moment through the chicane as well, but we managed to keep it. That's us up into P12. And now a battle between Camp and Peters would really put our reverse grid pole hopes up, but unfortunately as the race went on that didn't seem to be the case. Camp and Peters were still battling, but they were pulling away from me. We were dropping off so much as the track dried out, and a few laps later we're basically alone on the track. Peters has pulled away. We've got a gap to Stevenson behind us. I see a puff of smoke here and yellow flags. No clue what's going on. The wipers are doing the madness as well. It's a bit slippy into Barcroft, and then you can see on the left there Alex Kai had a massive moment on his side. He had a massive failure and thankfully he was alright, but that meant the race was red flagged. There was only a few minutes left anyway, and we end race 1 in 11th place, which is so close to that reverse grid pole. Max Edmondson won the race, pretty dominant after falling to 8th place and battling through everyone again to still win is pretty impressive. So that's race 1 done. Normally I'd be coming away and I'd be like, this is amazing, got a good start, had a good race, good battles with everybody. I got 11th, so I'm not too pleased with that. Missing out on reverse grid by 1 place, also missing out on the Paul Winfield Trophy by 1 place, so that's like the people who haven't finished in the top 10 of the championship before. they all compete for the trophy, like the Jack Sears Trophy in British Touring Car. So we had a good start. I was like, I've not lost any places, this is great. Then Dave Marshall's like, I'm gonna go straight round the outside of you on the left. I was like, brilliant. So that was just confidence under braking, and he's in the FN2. I don't know how the FN2 is handling the weather. If you are wondering why am I in the back of a van, this is like my driver room this weekend, so it's pretty decent. Got my camping bed, suitcase, everything just can change in here. It's nice, chill, nice and chilled. You can just do that. Nobody really bothers you, so yeah, can't complain. But it's just, that race was just frustrating. You know, went up the inside of Swain. I think we both had a moment at the bottom at Tower, and next thing you know, Peters was around my outside as well, and that was 10th. Effectively, that was 10th place and the Paul Winfield Trophy gone. But it was good fun, enjoyed it. You know, there's little things I'm looking back at and I'm like, I would definitely do that different. But our pace fell off towards the end of the race anyway, so I don't know. I think the changes were good at the start when it was a bit wetter, when it started to dry up and get a bit quicker. That's when things, we started going slower for some reason. So the team gave me like a few setup options, and I was just saying, I've never driven in the rain before. Just put whatever you think would work on. It worked for high speed corners, was great. Low speed corners just couldn't get the turn in. So we'll look and see what we can do tomorrow. I think the weather's meant to be pretty good, pretty decent, better than today. So that's my first technically wet day, even though it was, you'd say damp, it was just slippy. It wasn't properly raining, there weren't like puddles to avoid. So yeah, it was good fun. I enjoyed it. Just a little bit disappointed I missed out on the reverse grid pole, but we are on reverse grid pole for the Oulton Park rescheduled race, so hopefully that's that one that I can try and make, just with budget and everything. So hopefully we'll be on pole at least once this year, but we can go out tomorrow, have some fun, starting 11th, and see what happens. It's a quiet night here in the BSR camp. It is 10 o'clock and mostly everyone's in bed. Ben's up sorting TCR. Josh and I went in the Barleys buggy golf cart. We didn't nearly crash it. It's all right. Some juniors and another buggy nearly crashed into us. So yeah, that was that. That's fun. But yeah, nice wee chill night before the race tomorrow. Hello, mate. Hi, mate. We have taken the buggy.
We have commandeered the Barleys machine. This is the fastest car that they own.
The only non-structurally damaged.
No, we have a battery. No, we're all right. We're all good.
We've got 3 bars. What happens if we do get struck?
It's a bit wet today, so we've decided to stick new boots on the car. New tyres. Hopefully they'll do me well. These are the old ones here. You cleaning them?
I got the old one.
Yeah, they've just come off. No way. So we just got informed by Harvey that they're not the old tyres, but the old tyres were absolutely mangled. So I don't know where they've gone. Team have obviously just been like, get rid of them. So a few flat spots, but hopefully the race is better. Starting 11th. Hope it might be a bit wetter. I think it is going to be a bit wetter than yesterday, so a lot more to learn. Hopefully it goes quite well. We'll see if we can get an even better start today, but probably the old Dan Mac special and I just drag off the line. So starting 11th for race 2 behind Edmondson. You can see the wheel spin coming out of assembly area. It's a lot wetter today than it was yesterday, but my goal here is just get off the line. As I said, we got a good start in race 1. Hopefully we can do that again. Edmondson's there a bit sideways on the formation lap, which I'm a bit hesitant to do because I don't want to lose the car. I've never really warmed the tyres up in these conditions, so just trying to, you don't see me doing these massive weaves that Edmondson or Files are doing. I'm just trying to warm the tyres up, warm the brakes up as well. That's another thing. But it's so wet and it gets so warm in the car, so the heated on a massive puddle there and sunny out, and you can see it's very wet. Like I was sitting there and I was like, this is going to be a fun one. This is going to be a difficult one. You can see coming up towards the line now. Got Files directly in front of me. We've got Edmondson on my left. Directly in front of him, we've got Liam McGill. So we've got area cars all around us. All we need is a good start. And we were sitting there on the grid for ages. You can see my hand there. My leg on the clutch was shaking so much. I had to put my hand there to stop my leg shaking so much on the bike point. But we were finally underway here in race 2. We do get a good start compared to Edmondson. Edmondson has to come over to cut us off effectively. Otherwise I would have stuck my nose in there, but as it's wet I don't want to be on the grass and pile drive everyone into turn 1. We do brake a bit early compared to the rest of them. Still hesitant, still don't want to go flying into the championship leader. We do run onto the exit curb at turn 2 through Hawthorne there. I'm thinking, right, if I try and cut on the inside, there might be a bit more grip there. You can see everyone's a bit wide there. I'm on the inside. They all back up through the chicane. I get a much better exit now down towards Tower. The spray is unbelievable. We can barely see anything. Peters had a really bad start from pole position down into turn. I'm turning in too early, nearly went on the grass, and I hit the brakes, and this happened. Well, that didn't go to plan. Hit the brakes at turn 3, I think you'd say, turn 4, down at Tower, and nothing happened. Locked up, came off the brake, went back on it, locked up still, tried to shift down as much as I could and nothing happened, so hit the wall. I'm alright. Cars, I think it looks not too bad, not as bad as it looked on the live stream of me hitting the wall, but just disappointed. I wanted to get at least a lap in, you know, just at least have some fun. Bought some new tyres for it as well, but they're probably ruined and all. And Will had an off as well. That's his car just getting brought back over there. But yeah, so unfortunate. We had a really good start in that race actually. We did. It was, well, I'd say it was a good start for me. It was still in the back of Edmondson and Files by the end of the straight, but just under braking. Whether it was me hitting it too hard initially, I locked up, couldn't escape it, or I hit a wet patch, I'm not too sure. I'll have to look back at the video, but I have to thank all my sponsors for getting me here, getting me to another round. Hopefully be able to get another one once we've repaired this damage. Hopefully be able to get another round in. But we'll see what happens. Just disappointed right now, but I'll show you the car when I get it back. But it's still just unfortunate.
Thanks very much indeed. Amy Watts just having a quick bit. Hi Amy, let's have a quick chat back on the podium. Good comeback.
Oh, I know. It's been like
and if we just look back at this, it all starts from when I do turn in a little bit early into Tower. There's a little left kink. I turn in too early, had to steer out of it and then steer in again. And then once I hit the brakes, I thought it was just as soon as I hit the brakes, that was it, I locked up. But it was actually my shift down to third gear was too quick. I was too quick on the clutch and to change gear, and then it just locked the tires up. The car ended up stalling. In the moment, I was like, right, I need to put it down to second. It didn't do anything. At that point, the car stalled. There's nothing I can do. I hit the grass, and then again, I was trying to steer out of it, trying to get the car to try and flick away, but it was not to be. We ended up hitting the wall. I had a sore neck afterwards and a few bruises from the seatbelt, but I was fine.
So after everything that happened in that final race, I completely forgot to record a proper outro. I did my recap afterwards where I was obviously disappointed. Then it was a very long journey back home. Even more disappointed, just, you know, keep thinking about the things that I could have done better. And I managed to get a video of the damage just before I left. You just saw it there. The damage wasn't actually too bad. Not as bad as I thought when I was hitting the barrier. And the price of it was the same as my insurance excess, so thankfully I didn't have to go through the insurance for it. The team were very good with helping me for it, and a lot of it was the A-pillar, which is damaged by, we think it's like the little bolts that hold the tire stack together. I think that caused the A-pillar to get ripped a little bit, so that was a shame to the budget. But all in all, it was a good experience. I've learned a lot. I know now how to drive in wet conditions, not to shift down too quickly, which is what happened in the end. At the time, I just hit the brakes. I didn't think about shifting slower and just waiting a little bit longer, but unfortunately I didn't know at the time. So I've learned that lesson now. It's a hard lesson to learn, but that's the way things go sometimes. So next time I'm in the rain, I'll know not to be so quick on the clutch on a downshift. And the car stalled, as I said. That's what caused me to crash and hit the barrier. I tried my best at the time, and when I did manage to get home after such a long journey, my laptop just corrupted. I lost so much data on it, but I managed to keep the race footage, but I had to wait for it to be repaired to actually make this vlog again. So that's why I'm a bit late in uploading. It's been about 3-4 weeks since that last race. And some other bad news is Silverstone Nationals this weekend, and unfortunately due to budget and everything, I won't be there to take up my pole position in the Oulton rerun race, which has unfortunately been put on this weekend's schedule. It's just one of those things as well. I thought I'd at least be on pole position once this season, but I guess not. It's just is what it is again, and since I don't have the budget due to crashing as well, that didn't help at all. But that is everything from me. I want to thank Ben Sharpe Racing once again, and also my sponsors for giving me the opportunity to be racing again at Croft. That's me done 2 rounds this season. I'm trying to get there for Silverstone International in October. Hopefully we can make that possible and get out there, not end the season on a bad note, which would be very unfortunate if that was the case. I hope this vlog has been somewhat entertaining. It's my first time ever recording one of these, so probably should have recorded a bit more at the track behind the scenes, but I'll know for next time. Be sure to subscribe and comment down below on things I can do better for future vlogs. Hopefully there'll be more of them soon if I can get to the Silverstone round in October. But anyway guys, thank you ever so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time.